What's up, everybody? You are on board Sports in the Mix with the crew. I thought you knew it's rain. And guess what? We got some smoke tonight to take on the Cowboys.
That's it. And y'all gonna get smoked tonight.
What? What? You already messing with me? You know who you messing with? Huh?
I don't have no tricks.
You don't want none of this smoke.
You gotta have all that. We got this. They've been off. They rested. Unfortunately, they lost a player during this time, but I believe they gonna come ready. To play for. Oh my God. Gilligan. You look more like Gilligan than a Raider. You can pull out all the stunts. You can pull all that out. Oh my gosh, stop it. Stop it. It doesn't matter. You are so silly. You know what? Raider Nation ought to hire you as the comedian for the team because you are representing them well. But you know what? We just show up to play. We don't have to have no gimmicks. We don't have to have nothing.
We play the hits, baby.
You play the hits. Well, we're going to knock the hits out of you tonight.
When I get through and you look up on social media, I'm going to be up there.
And I'm going to be singing, "Go Cowboys" to you. It's going to be your latest hit. We got hit by the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, back to the business. First of all, before we do anything, we got to take care of some business. Real quickly, Lenny Wilkins. Tell everybody who he was.
Lenny Wilkins, he was a professional basketball player back in the day. He also was a player coach and then ended up coaching. I don't know the specific team that he coached, but he was an NBA coach. Very inspirational player during the time, businessman, and again, coach of the NBA team. I believe that he played for because he was a player coach prior to coaching. But sad that we lost him a couple of weeks ago, but did a lot for the game of basketball. And there's a lot to learn from him. There's players out there that study players from the past. He is definitely one to study.
Do you see the picture there?
Yes, I see him.
He played college basketball at Providence. He went to the NBA. And you know what? He was a left-handed guard. And I tell you what, the way he went through them trees, he didn't play. He was great. He played for the Portland Trailblazers back in the day. And not only that, he was a player coach. He won championships. He coached New York. He coached Atlanta. I mean, he was just one of a kind.
Yeah.
Ambassador to the game. So we dedicate our show in honor of the late, great Lenny Wilkins, who was way ahead of his time. I mean, he was phenomenal, So we got to definitely do that. We missed that on last week, and we wanted to take the time to recognize him for his legacy, what he did to the NBA. And keep in mind, folks, there was no 3-point shot clock back in the day. That didn't come along till like 1982 or so.
Right. Right.
The game was then. It wasn't about the 3-point shot like it is now. Definitely. You know what I mean?
It was penetrating through the hole, feeding the post, and doing what they do. More team oriented ball, but of course the big man was the key to the game at that time, and getting to the hole and getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, you're right about that. Also, we want to take this time to talk about what happened to the Dallas Mavericks on last week, and that was the one and only, the coach was removed. You know what I mean?
Right. The general manager.
Yeah, the general manager, not the coach. Jason Kidd's the coach, but
yeah,
what happened to, of course, Nico? Because you were there, I was there. You heard all the fans hollering words like "Fire Nico," and they was doing it during the time period when he was up there shooting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cooper Flag.
Right. And I still my opinion on that.
Yeah,
my opinion on that is, I look at I look at who's on the court, not who's behind the scene. Because at the end of the day, you can fire coaches, trainers, managers, whatever, but at the end of the day, it's the production, it's the missed baskets, it's the missed defensive assignments. It's not doing what we need to do on the court to win the games. Now we switched this situation and we're winning all of our games. We have a different story. But there has to be a scapegoat, and unfortunately, he was the one. A lot of people, blame him for Luka leaving, and a lot of people still think that by him being released is going to bring Luka back. But I really cannot see that happen. But they're seen. We'll never know what really ever happens in those situations. We can only speculate. But I do know that they are playing more with a sense of urgency. Their tempo is up, their attitude's up, and they're just looking to move on. And they did get a great win last night in double overtime. So that tells me that they are working. They have been just inching 1, 2, 3 points away, and they finally got that win last night, which was an awesome, awesome game.
Yeah, you're right about that. And I'm going to see if I can pull this file up. So hang tight with me right quick, see if we can do this. I think I might have it right now, Andrea. So I'm going to see if I can share the screen because we're right there on top of coverage. And thank you for your fine job that you were able to do. And so I'm going to see if this will let me roll. This is after the game with of course, the Mavericks. Here we go. Check this out.
Threw the ball
to
the court.
Can you hear that?
PJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, obviously we love to turn defense into offense, and that's the best thing for us. So, we get a steal, get a rebound, and, I just saw him running down the court. So I just made a heads up play and threw it down there.
Talk about also the two-man game between you and B. Will. How does that work?
Yeah, I think like I said the other night, B. Will's been, incredible for us. He's such a high energy player, so quick, uses his speed to our advantage and to his advantage to, get downhill and find guys. So, he's been great. Having that relationship with him, building that chemistry, playing that two-man game near the end of the game has been really good for us. So, I'm glad we kind of built that relationship.
All right. You heard what he had to say. That is Cooper Flag. And as a matter of fact, my friend Dwayne Price was the one who was asking the question.
Yeah. I was going to say that's Dwayne Price.
And you be sitting right up there with them.
That's it. And on that note, shout out to Dwayne Price for being nominated to the African American Sports
the Black Sports Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Right. So he's a great guy. He's always there. He's always asking. He's a person that I am really looking up to in those media rooms, and as we walk through the halls, he's always guiding me here and there and making sure that I know exactly where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. He always asks those questions that, as a journalist, that you want to ask, just as the question, like the question that he asked of Cooper. But as far as Cooper is concerned, man, I tell you what, that kid plays with energy, even on the bench. When there was a player that got fouled and went out of bounds, he jumps up off the bench, runs to the baseline, picks the player up, and runs back to the bench. His transition back and forth, defensively, offensively, he's diving on the floor, to get balls and things like that. And like he said, him and D. Will, they are really picking up the pace. Their goal last night was to run, and I tell you what, I was like, my head was spinning back and forth so quick because they really did. They ran last night, and really put a lot of pressure on the on the Trailblazers last night. So it was a good game, and it's good to see them coming together.
All right, we're about to share the screen, and are you ready? Because, you know, we first, before I do anything, I want to say thank you to all the fans and everybody that has been watching and checking us out. We are serious about what we do, but we have to say something right now because this next video that I'm about to show you is personal. Are you ready to see this? All right,
sure, now. Let's go for it.
All right, here we go.
Some sort of a screen down. Here comes right into a pick and pop. Here's Collier, marked it in, hands it off. Keontae three.
Yeah, Keontae George. Keontae George. Yeah, it's so good to see him growing and developing.
And, wow. What happened, Andrea? Tell us what's going on here.
Well, they went into a double overtime.
The Utah Jazz.
Yes, Utah Jazz. They went into double overtime as well last night. And he hit that three with 0.8 seconds left in the game to seal the deal and win that game. You know, and he'd gone 1-7 from the 3-point line. He only had like 5 points, 7 points, second quarter. Ended up with 33 points in the game last night in double overtime. So the difference in the commentators were stating last night that the difference, they see the maturity, they see the growth, they see the leadership. And those are the things that you like to see. At the end of the day, bottom line is the kid is producing. He's living his dream. And they had mentioned that a year ago, you know, when he would be missing shots and not having a good game at the beginning of the game, he would shut down. His demeanor, everything would shut down. But to be in the situation that he was in last night, you know, he was still getting his assist, but you know, the shooting was not there. He was 1 for 7 for 3. And they were stating that to see him rise above that and just dig in and do what he needed to do to get himself back, you know, in the shooting mode, and to lift his team and to lift the spirits and get up and down the court, and then to end up with 33 points at the end of the game in the double overtime. You know, they were discussing that's maturity. That's a sign of maturity. And that's what you want to see. Like I said, he's living his dream. He's always known what he likes, what he wants to do. And to see him, you know, it all coming together for him, you know, it just shows he's calm. He looks peaceful. You know, you can tell that he's in a good state of mind. And I thank God for that. You know, I thank God for that, because yesterday at church, the pastor talked about, you know, dealt with the scriptures where, you know, he was talking about in some situations when you see people rising up and becoming who they are supposed to be, that's because somebody prayed for that situation way, 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 way before it happened.
Yeah.
And I know every day I pray for him, and I've always prayed for him to be successful in the field that he is in. And I always pray that God would grant him the desires of his heart. You know, things happen, life happens, but for him to be where he is now, third year in the NBA, and having the mindset that he has, I am more than proud. I am more than proud of the young man that he's becoming. So that was great. That was great. I was screaming. I was at the Maverick game, but I had my laptop and I had the Utah game on with no volume. And, you know, it's so hard to hold your emotions and your reaction, especially, you know, being there in the Mavericks. The Mavericks was in double overtime. The Utah Jazz was in double overtime. And I was just going wild. And then, of course, when I got home, I got a chance to rewatch the game. Stop. We're not talking about the Raiders right now. But anyway, kudos
I
to
only got
Keontae
4
George
minutes left. I got to break
Jazz.
down the rest of this deal. We're not even talking football, but congratulations.
No, we're not talking football.
So let me go ahead and share the standings with you right now. Okay, so here's the Commanders, the schedule, right? The standings. Oklahoma City Thunder. Right now, at the playoffs go, they take the top 10 teams. The Jazz, the 10th seed. Portland is going to be the 9th seed. Phoenix is going to be the 8th seed. Golden State 7th. Minnesota 6th. San Antonio. Oh man, they're at number 5. The Lakers at 4. Houston at 3. Denver at 2, and the number 1 seed in the West is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Meanwhile, at the East, you got Detroit. They are holding on right now. The Knicks are going to be coming to town soon. They're coming to Dallas. Okay.
Right. They'll be here Wednesday.
Yeah. And then Cleveland is in 3rd, Atlanta in 4th, Toronto 5th, Philadelphia 6th, Milwaukee 7th, Miami is 8th, Orlando is 9th, and Boston is at number 10. We look at the Mavericks and we see where they are. It's like a 3-way tie for that 11th spot between the Clippers, the Grizzlies, and the Mavericks, and then the Kings, and the worst team is the Pelicans. We lost to the Pelicans. We also lost to the Clippers. James Harden is showing out at the age of 37 years old. You were there.
I know.
In overtime, we lost, and he hitting threes, and he does something that draws the foul. What does he do, Andrea?
He jumps into the player. You can be in, and like I said, I was at that game. He scored 41 points, 14 rebounds. 14 assists. And on his shooting, you can be, those guys were like in perfect defensive position, because I'm sure everybody in the league knows what he does on that 3-point. And 3 times, he literally jumped into the defender and got the foul.
Yeah.
I would like at some point to see that switch, because if you're jumping into a player, that foul is on you.
That's correct.
But unfortunately, he did that, 3 times, went to the free throw line, all 3 times. And of course, he's an excellent free throw shooter. So,
all right. Well, by the way, I got to say this, so time is going by quick, but if I ask you the question, I'm going to say it. The Mavericks need to go ahead and trade the Brow. They need to trade him. They need to get rid of him. Damaged goods need to go.
Yeah, well, when you're on the injury reserve more than you are
on the court and getting paid
on the court
money
in the game, that's a liability. And just unfortunate that he's just injury prone, and that stigma it has followed him ever since he's been in the NBA. And I don't know what it is, but
I know what it is.
Like you say, just damaged goods.
Damaged goods. Well,
we need a player like him, but
he's not the one.
He's not available.
Listen, I got to go because I'm about to get mad. But listen, folks, I got to go get ready for this game tonight. I know the Cowboys and the Raiders got to get ready for that, and we're going to have to talk again real soon. How can they follow you and stay in contact with you, Andrea?
You can reach me on all social, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Andrea George, and also the Fit Kids Corporation, all 3 platforms, Facebook, X, and Twitter, and thefitkidscorporation.com.
All right, we got the fellas coming up. They'll be joining us in just a few minutes, so stay with us. Thanks a lot, Andrea. Lot to watch and everything, basketball. We didn't even talk college basketball. We got to do that soon, too, as well.
It's just so much going on. College boy, these girls are scoring like 40, 41 points.
Yes.
30-something points. It is crazy. It is, my head just spins because I'm trying to keep up with everything. But yeah, it's a good time for sports.
Well, I gotta go write another hit, so I will see you later. Don't mess with me.
Don't mess with the Cowboys.
We out of here.
Go Cowboys.